Alright, hey everybody. So today is something different. It's also a bit earlier than I normally stream, but we're gonna go ahead and do this anyway. So I decided today that I would go over how exactly I have come about my money in GTA Online. I've never bought a shark card ever, and I have most of what I want, but there are still a few things here and there that I have left to get. I figured I would go over in this stream how I get my money. That way I can help out anybody that is a solo player that is looking to do the same thing as me and that they want to earn money in GTA Online and maybe get everything without paying for shark cards. So let me see here. I need to refresh the app list. It's gotta see. Hang on. GTA isn't launched yet, so I gotta wait a few minutes for OBS to find it. Let me see here. It should be available now, considering it is in fact up and running. Okay, there it is. All right. Oh, it's kind of running in windowed mode, so I'll have to change that. But I'll change that when I get in game. But, yeah, let me just minimize my stream program, and then I'll check the internet to see if it's going online appropriately. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. I always check those two things because it seems like whenever I stream, it's like a 50-50 chance that it's not showing anything on YouTube, which I don't know why it does that. It did that with Ark, where I streamed for like 2 to 3 hours, and it was just nothing but black screen. So I'm a little paranoid about that. But anyway, so yeah, we'll just go over a brief history of how I've done in GTA Online. And of course, it's advertising, hey, buy a shark card and get more money. It's like, fuck you. I've paid you $120 for 2 different copies of the game. That's as much as you're ever gonna get. Anyway, but yeah, for this guide that I'm about to go through here and show you how to earn money is for those of people like me who don't like paying for extra. You know, we don't want to buy shark cards because it's not worth it. You know, maybe you're like me, you don't have a lot of money to spend, and it's like, why pay for something you can get for free anyway, right? So, I'll start by saying this is gonna be kind of rough. It's gonna be kind of rough if you're brand new, if you have not ever played this before. If you're just starting out, it is going to be a bit rough in the beginning. You're gonna want to get as many homies that own this game as you can. Anybody that can help you, even random people will sometimes help you out if you ask nicely. Which, you know, a lot of the times you'll just get some asswipe come over and shoot you in the face or blow you up or whatever, but on PC it's kind of like 40% shit people and like 60% generally okay dudes and dudettes. So, you know, just type in the chat, be like, hey, anybody want to help me earn some money? If you're lucky, you'll get somebody that is nice and will help you. But yeah, let's start from the beginning. So, when you first launch GTA Online, you're gonna see a character creator, and it's gonna be kind of weird. If it's still the same way it was before, when I first played the game, you basically pick 2 people, 2 parents. You're like a man and a woman, and then somehow it combines the 2 of them into one and makes your character. I think it does show you the end result, so you can actually like choose the way your character looks, because, you know, it would suck if you picked the parents and didn't know what the child would look like. So I'm pretty sure you can just kind of throw different parents in there until you get an end result that you want. And then once you do that, I kind of forget exactly what first happens when you're like thrown in there. I'm pretty sure you have to play a sort of a tutorial series of missions with Lester. I think he's a character in if you haven't played the single player. He's kind of a nerd dude that like hacks and stuff, and I'm kind of in a session with other players, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep switching until I get one that's empty. That's something you'll want to do later on when you... I'm not sure why I'm in the middle of nowhere either. That's kind of weird. No, I don't want windowed. I want full screen, yes. Apply changes. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Alright, so... again, not real sure why I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere. That's kind of interesting. Let me, turn my controller on, which it's not responding, so I'm gonna have to unplug it. Stupid receiver doesn't always work. It's not even fucking... Okay, there it goes. Alright, perfect. And I have control. Awesome. Alright, so now let's see. Why am I out in the middle of nowhere? Let's figure this out. Spawn location, last location, no. Okay, is that where my... Okay, well, I only have a couple of options, but yeah, I think that's what I want. So, yeah, so one thing, later on when you get businesses that require you to be in a public session, initially I would say go invite only, because, you know, people are dickheads. Unless you, like I said, want help from random people, which, in that case, I'd just say go online and hope for the best. But there are people who just kind of grief and blow up and shoot you. So I honestly, unless you really want to go the route of the option of enlisting some random people to help you, I would do invite only. I have to do public to do anything I want to do, because the property missions, or like the businesses that I will cover here in a minute, they require you to be in a public session, which sucks because that means other people are potentially there to fuck you over. And more often than not, if you're in a big session with lots of people and you try to do a business mission, somebody will come and fuck you over, because Rockstar incentivizes it by paying that person money. Which sucks ass, because that means, you know, your incentive to do the mission is lower than somebody else's incentive to come fuck you over. That is the aspect about GTA Online that I kind of hate. I kind of hate that they encourage you to go fuck with other people and screw them over. I don't like that. That would be one thing about GTA Online that I think is really negative. I think it really hurts the experience. I feel like Rockstar should not be incentivizing people to fuck with other people. They should incentivize participation in free roam events. They should incentivize doing jobs with other players, which is, you know, like deathmatch. When I say job, I mean like, you know, an activity. It's not like an actual job. But, yeah, Rockstar should not be encouraging people to just run around killing each other, because that's not going to get you any money, it's not going to get you any experience. It's basically pointless. In fact, it loses you money, so you really don't want to kill other players and have them kill you. If you can avoid that, definitely stay away from, you know, just random, like, it doesn't, you're not going to lose a lot of money, but you're not going to make anything. Unless you do an impromptu death match and then somehow you bet on it, which, why would you do that? But anyway, so like I said before, you're going to start somehow. I think there's going to be a tutorial with Lester that you cannot escape from. You can't quit that. So you have to do that. At least when I started, it wouldn't let you join other sessions with other players until you completed that. So you're going to want to get that done, taken care of. I know it's kind of a pain in the ass, but, you know, It teaches you how to play the game, so you might as well do it. But once you have that done, the game pretty much kind of lets you do your own thing, and it kind of just dumps you into the world of possibilities, which, as I said, can be a bit daunting. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of things to take in mind. You're gonna wonder how Ryan do I make money? How do I get money fast? And the answer to that is not really super easy. Damn it, I still have a lot of people. The best way to make money, at least from my standpoint, is to do the business missions, which I'm going to go over most of them here in a minute again. Most of them suck. Most of them are not worth doing. Most of them are not worth buying into. I will cover all of them except for the motorcycle club, which I don't have. I can't tell you about that one because I don't have it. But I've done the crate warehouses. I don't remember what they call that. I've done, I think import-export is the car selling one, which is the one I do recommend. There's the gun running, which I can't really say I can't really recommend it or not recommend it. And then, of course, there's the new hangars, aircraft hangar missions, which I absolutely, again, I can't 100% not recommend it, but I would say that's really expensive, and I wouldn't do that. Because all of these business missions require you to start by buying property. And that can be, if you're starting the game fresh, you have no money, so you can't do that. Which, again, I'll help you out. I'll cover that in just a moment. I'm trying to get a session that's empty. Because, again, I do business missions, and business missions require you to be in a public session. Which sucks, but thankfully for new players, everything that you can do to make money, you can do in a private session. You don't need to be with other players if you don't want to, which I recommend private session all day long. If you can get away with private session, you don't want other people bothering you, do that. Go to GTA. Here, I'll even show you. It's if you go to, well, I guess I can't show you, but it's if you see the go online option, there's going to be a couple of choices, and one of them is start invite only session. Do that one. Because then it'll put you in basically, oh good, I'm in my own session, good. It'll put you in a session that's just like this one, where there's only you. And an invite only session, no one else can join you, unless you specifically invite them. So you will be completely and totally free to do whatever you want. Nobody will bug you, and you can just run around. Now, I'm starting out in an apartment here, as you can see. I had enough money to buy this. As a fresh player, you're not going to get an apartment. You're not going to get anything. You're just going to spawn out in the world. Let me go out there real quick. Let me go outside. You can kind of... I mean, you've probably all seen what GTA looks like, but you'll just be out here on the street somewhere. It's gonna be a random location, I think. I don't think there's any specific newbie spawning areas, but you'll just be out in the city wandering around. Once you're done with the Lester tutorial crap, which I don't remember if he has you do a heist or not, but you're gonna get a bunch of calls on your phone from like this guy, Gerald, Lamar, Martin, Ron, Simeon. These people will have missions for you called contact missions, which I can go once you've completed once you've done a contact mission, you can go to start jobs, play job, Rockstar created, and then missions. These are all the contact missions. This is what they're gonna call you about on your cell phone, and if you accept, it will take you to the lobby to start these, and you can pick, here, I'll do one real quick. I'll do my What are my favorites? I'll do Los Santos Connection. Okay, so theoretically, if I was a new player, I'd get called by, in this case, I think the guy that contracts this one is Martin. So you'll be taken to this lobby once you accept his invite on your phone, and then you can set the difficulty, which I always set it to hard because that gets me more money. You can change the camera lock, which sets first person, third person, none, so you can just pick whatever. Your starting weapon, which I think you're going to start with a pistol if you're brand new, so you won't have a whole lot. Then you go to confirm settings, and there's going to be a choice here for matchmaking. I have this set to default closed, which means that nobody can join me unless I change it to open. And then you have the ability to auto-invite players. You can get skill-matched players who are at similar level to you, etc. If you want other people to play the mission with you. Then you just hit play, and it's going to load the mission. And then you're in a mission. Now, I will say a few things about this that you might not know, because the game doesn't tell you, is that while you're in a mission like this, a contact mission, you won't lose any money if you die. So if you're having a hard time with these contact missions and you're just dying over and over and over again, don't worry about losing money here, because you don't lose money during contact missions. That is a distinction that you want to keep in mind between this and free roam. Free roam, you lose $500 every time you die. So obviously if you don't have any cash, you're going to run out of it quickly. So I would, again, recommend not being, not doing anything silly or dangerous or getting in fights with other players in free roam, because you're going to die a lot and you're going to lose money. But yeah, once you're in the contact mission, you won't lose any cash, so you can die as many times as you want. Obviously, there is a death limit per mission. I think right now I have it set to, I think I can die one time. This varies depending on the difficulty of the mission. If you set it to easy, I think you can die like 5 times maybe? I don't remember what it is. And then normal, I think you can die like twice. Now, if you were to die the maximum number of times, it's going to take you to, your results page and show you that you failed, but it'll give you the option to restart. So if you want to keep trying, then you just hit restart and you can start. But yeah, this is just, your standard GTA stuff. You go to the checkpoint, you do the objective, and then you keep doing objectives until you win. So I'll just show you how to do this mission. So the first part of this mission is there's a drug deal going on over here, and you just kind of pull up anywhere you want. I recommend being like right here. There's another access point on the other side of the street, but you just gotta kill these guys. You get pissed when you get too close, obviously. It's going to be kind of tough with just a pistol, so again, I recommend other players helping you. I have some pretty ridiculously good weapons, so I'm not going to need to worry too much about dying. You can die very, very easily and very, very quickly, so you do have to take extreme caution. Like, this part's not so bad because there's not too many guys here, but the next part of this mission is basically you're going up against a private army, so that's gonna be really tough. This mission, Los Santos Connection, is not recommended for new players because it's very, very bad guy heavy. If you're just trying to do this with a pistol, you're gonna have a really, really tough time. So I would not recommend that at all. You can get access to some other weapons, like I think if you go to a gun store and you have a couple $1,000s, you can buy some other weapons. Like the homing washer, I think, is not based on level. Pretty much every gun, though, in the gun store that wasn't added via an update all the base vanilla game guns. Like, say you have bought the game and you are playing. I guess I don't know how you play this offline, so I guess you will have the updated weapons. But the point is, every weapon that was not part of the updates, which again, here, let me go to a gun store real quick and I'll show you what I mean. Because if you're new playing this, you want to know, what can I get? What kind of weapons can I get? So let me go to a gun store real quick, and I'll show you exactly what you'll have access to. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, let's go there. So yeah, mostly, since this is GTA, you'll be driving around a lot. Initially, you won't have a personal vehicle of your own. You'll have to steal cars. You can take some of them to the mod shop and make them into your own personal vehicle, where you can just spawn it wherever you want it. It's not going to give you anything fancy. Not going to let you do that to anything amazing right away. It's kind of stupid that GTA, Grand Theft Auto, a lot of the cool looking good fast cars that you can find, it won't let you have them. Like, I think the Infernus is like that, I think the Ford GT is like that, which I think is called the Bullet. It's not the Ford GT, but it looks like a GT basically. But yeah, this is the gun store, or a gun store here in Ammu-Nation. You go inside and it has all the weapons here. Initially, all of these are going to be locked. All the ones on this side. This is all stuff that you're going to unlock via the level.
Hell of a selection,
which,
isn't it?
let me see here. My level is 281. So I've been playing this, forever. So, but yeah, when you go into an Ammu-Nation, it should tell you each level requirement for each weapon. They should be like grayed out like this one. These weapons over here, on the other hand, most of these should be available immediately. Like this one, I think you can just have this. I think this is a gift for your first purchase at an Ammu-Nation. I think they just give you this, the sawed-off, which the sawed-off is actually a really good shotgun. Like, compared to the one below it, which is the bullpup shotgun, I like the sawed-off better.
Ever wanted to do was
I honestly like the sawed-off. Like, the only gun I like better than it in terms of shotgun is the assault shotgun, which is obviously really crazy. But, like, the pump action, I don't recommend. I recommend the sawed-off, which is free. It should be free. Some of these other weapons will be here. I don't know if the musket will be there because that's a 4th of July item. And it only, I think, shows up on 4th of July, but it's not that good anyway. It does have quite a bit of range, surprisingly. It's kind of like a sniper rifle shotgun. But anyway, this guy, you want this. This is your anti-griefer weapon right here. If you have a plane that's buzzing around trying to shoot you, blowing you up, whip this sucker out and lock onto them and kill them. Again, it says it's part of the festive surprise, which is the Christmas stuff. So it might not show up until Christmas, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure this weapon's available to all players. And it does not have a level requirement, so you can buy this immediately, which is good, because you definitely want it. This guy's a little miniature grenade launcher, similar to this guy here.
Go big or go home,
this is the sawed-off shotgun. It's okay. I don't really like it as much. This pistol sucks because it's like you shoot it and then reload it immediately, so it's really bad. I don't have an opinion on this one. I never really used this one much. But yeah, as soon as you're able to come in here and get stuff, I would recommend upgrading to a lot of the higher tier stuff. Like, initially you'll get access to this. This is okay. Actually, I recommend this one over this one, just because this one seems to be more accurate, which makes no sense, since this one is like the improvement. But yeah, a lot of the weapon choices you're gonna kind of figure out on your own, based on your own preference. But yeah, this is the ammunition. It has all your guns, and then it also has this guy, which is the soda machine. This is how you get your health back. As you can see down there in the bottom left, my health is not full, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy a soda, getting my health back, which you can do in the middle of a mission. You cannot do that in free roam, however. And in a free roam mission, like a VIP work mission, you can't buy ammo, you can't use the vending machine, you can't do anything. But I'll show you that when we get to it. Right now, let's just finish this contact mission, we'll get this done, and then we'll dive back into free roam. But yeah, that's your weapon upgrades. We'll be very intimately familiar with that as you go along. I probably should have bought some more ammo because I'm getting low on some things, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm crashing into a bunch of shit, but I have a lot of armor on this car, and my insurance, if it blows up or gets destroyed somehow, it's instantly replaced, so no worries. That's one of the other benefits of making a car your personal vehicle is you can get it insured, so that if you happen to drive it in the water or if someone blows it up, then you can just call up the insurance company and get it replaced. Now, I will give you a warning on that though. If you are responsible for your vehicle being destroyed, if you drive it into a lake or you shoot it and blow it up, then you get to pay the money to replace it, which can vary from $100 or something cheap to all the way up to $20,000, which is a lot. So try to be careful with your car. I mean, accidents happen. It will get destroyed sometimes, and you can make the money back, so don't worry about it. But try not to do it, because you're gonna lose money. So now this is the part I was talking about, where there's like a lot of guys, which I'm gonna kick things off here. Let's see. There's also a lot of explosives down there, so yeah. I would not recommend running in on this if you do this mission. Be careful. Take it slow. Kill everybody from a distance if you can. Because if they get up close and they shoot you a lot, you're gonna die real fast. As you can see, even a couple of hits, my health is already down to 60% pretty much. Which, you know, a couple more pot shots and I'm a goner. So, you gotta be careful. I'm already almost dead. You can see some dudes over there. I'm gonna use my sniper rifle to take them out.
Back it up.
Let's see this guy over here. If you stand still and not be in combat, your health regenerates up to half, but it will not go beyond half on its own. So you can kind of take cover and get some of your health back if you're not getting shot at for a few minutes, but it's pretty slow, and you know, in a pinch you're probably gonna just get gunned down. Even with all the guns I have and, you know, my experience playing this forever and ever and ever, I still get gunned down quite frequently. So be prepared to fail a few times, is what I'm saying. This isn't like Dark Souls where it's like super crazy balls hard, but it ain't exactly easy either.
Don't fuck with me.
It takes, I wouldn't say a real intimate knowledge of how to shoot and control yourself in GTA to play this, but you're gonna want to be pretty familiar with the controls. I would not recommend jumping into GTA Online without playing a little bit of the single player first. Playing the single player will teach you how to basically control yourself, and you know, anybody that's looking to be in GTA Online has probably already played some GTA and is pretty aware of stuff. So I'm kind of probably just wasting my breath there, but like I said, this is not easy. You will die a lot. You're going to want to know what you're doing. And as you can see, I'm getting kind of surrounded here. One of the good things about this mission is there is a health pack in this trailer. I think I just ran into it backwards. Here in a second, when it respawns, I'll show you what it looks like. As I've played this a million times, I knew where it was already, and kind of just ran into it backwards because I needed it. I was getting shot up pretty hard. There's a guy over there trying to get him. Oh shit, I got more cars coming in. Yeah, so they basically, for a lot of missions in GTA Online, they're gonna spawn a lot of like dudes just rolling up in cars, whether it be SUVs or like tuner cars. It depends on the mission. It depends on who you're stealing from, or you know, whatever, who your opponents are. They'll drive the appropriate vehicle for their life of crime, I suppose. I'm not really sure what designation these guys are. I don't know if they're like foreign agents or something, but they kind of show up in these black SUVs, like that one there. Eventually they do stop spawning. They spawn a lot of them because I'm playing on hard. I think depending on the level of difficulty determines how many of them spawn. But they won't spawn immediately when you kill people down here. You kind of have to get close to this objective, which is this computer, and then they'll kind of start appearing on your mini-map, so you want to be careful. There's that health kit I was talking about, the first aid bag there. If you just run through it, it gives you your health back. It doesn't give you all of it, but it gives you a decent amount, so. And it does respawn endlessly, so feel free to pick it up over and over and over again. There were some drug packets. I don't know if you guys noticed that. At the first location with the truck, there was an SUV that I got into. It was like, get in SUV, and then it gave me the GPS coordinates for this place. There was also a crate on the ground there. If you shoot that crate, it had some drug packets in it. Those give you just extra money. That's just straight up extra money that you just get by picking those up. So definitely make sure to grab that, because that increases your payout for this mission. I don't know of too many contact missions that have that. I think this is one of the few that does. But this one has like 3 or 4 different sets of those drug packets. So it increases the payout of this mission by a decent amount, which is why I really like doing this one. Again, this is a contact mission, so you'll have to wait for Martin to call you. It's called the Los Santos Connection. It's a pretty good mission. It's pretty long. Like I said, it's not recommended for new players because if you only have a pistol, you're gonna get wasted pretty hard. But it's a pretty fun mission, even now. Even though I've done it a million times, this is one of my favorite contact missions. So I went through the hacking pretty fast there, but basically you interact with this computer and you do a couple hacking mini games that you'll probably do for a bunch of other missions anyway. Once you complete that, it shows you the location of the last, I guess, you know, transaction or whatever you want to call it that they're doing. So the last part of this mission, you have to drive to the airport, and there is even more people there than there were at this location, so this mission really, as you go to each location, ramps up the amount of resistance that you're going to face. And there's a little bit of a trick that you can take advantage of in the last part of this that I'll show you here in a minute when we get to the airport. As you leave that second location, they will be sending more SUVs of dudes after you, and those guys are pretty fast. Like, even though they're in SUVs, they somehow can drive very, very quickly. And they will move to cut you off like that guy just tried to do. I have a supercar, so I'm able to outrun them quite easily. but in one of these regular commuter cars, it's going to be kind of tough. So I definitely recommend, probably what I would do if I was driving a shitty car that was slow, find an area like this with walls and get out, preferably somewhere that has, you know, some good cover, and just take them out. As I said, I have a supercar, I can kind of outrun these guys, but if you are unable to, they're going to make your life difficult. If you stay in the car, they will easily kill you. Do not stay in the car if they're shooting you, because you're basically in a fixed position where your head does not move, so they are trained as AI to aim directly at your skull. They will hit your head every time they fire their gun, assuming there's not something in the way. So you really do not want to be in your car when you're being chased. I understand that sounds kind of weird, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but trust me. When you're driving your car and you're being chased by AI, they have ridiculous aim. They will kill you in a matter of seconds. You do not want them to chase you and shoot you. If you have a car that has, like let's say, I think the Winnebago, which is the RV, I think. Some vehicles have a wall between you and your head on the back side of the car, so you can kind of let them just shoot the back of the car and it won't do anything. That's like the one exception to the rule, but still I would say if you're not in a car that can outrun stuff, I would park somewhere and kill them, because you're not going to get away. They're going to chase you to the ends of the earth and murder you. So now I'm trying to get into the airport. There's not a way in. For some reason during this mission, all the gates won't open. So what you have to do is you have to go to this little ramp and kind of ramp your way in. Or here's another option. Let me show you another one. So if you're on foot, you see this little gap right here? You can just walk right through here. So if you drive up to this gate, you can't obviously drive your car through this, and it won't open even if you're on foot, but you can just go through like this. And also, another trick is if you park your car right here, on this side of the gate, you gotta park it pretty close, because you're not gonna get much time. But if you go through on foot, and then approach the back side, look at that, they open it right up for you. So then, if you're quick, you can get right in your car, and then drive right on through. But like I said, you have to come at it from the back side. They're not going to let you in by going through the front. You have to go through this little gap that's right here, and then approach the gate from the other side, and it will open. And that's only for this mission. There are so many different circumstances where these gates will open versus not open, that it's kind of hard to cover all the possibilities, but let's just say during this mission, those gates don't open from the front. So now that I'm in the airport, my objective is a hangar that's over there, but I'm not going to go over there. What I'm instead going to do is I'm going to go park by this buzzard that's always here during this mission. This is an attack helicopter. If you've not ever used one of these things before, it's really awesome. It has miniguns and rockets, and obviously you're going to probably want to use the rockets because they lock on. So if you it shows me press X to switch between rockets. I don't know, if you use the PlayStation controller, it'll probably be square. But you get in this sucker and you want to switch to missiles. Missiles homing off means that they're just going to go straight. They're not going to lock onto anything. And machine gun just kind of fires machine guns straight ahead of you. This works well in some instances where you're dogfighting, but really kind of useless for ground targets because obviously you're not pointing at the ground, you can't hit the ground. But these missiles, as you can see there, they're locking on. So what you're going to want to do is fly over here and blast everything in sight. There's a lot of guys over here, so it probably will take a little while. As you can see, it told me I destroyed a vehicle. That's one of the objectives. Right now it just says steal coke, but if you get the coke right now, somehow, without killing these guys, it's going to tell you to destroy vehicles, which it's basically, it just wants you to blow the vehicles up that are in the hangar. If you have the buzzard, it's going to just lock onto every vehicle in there, so that'll be easy enough. If you're playing this with just a pistol and you didn't manage to get the buzzard somehow, like it's not there or whatever, which it really always should be, but let's just say some other player took it and you don't have the ability to get it because someone else is flying it. There are 2 other buzzards over here. There's one on this side and there's one on this side. You can't really see it very well, but it's over here. These 2 buzzards are sitting here, so there's 3 buzzards available to you in this mission. The 2 that are sitting by the hangar are obviously going to be pretty heavily guarded by dudes, so you're not going to be able to just walk up and take these, but it gives you, if you don't have a rocket launcher, you're not going to be able to destroy anything in this hangar. I think I just destroyed the coke by accident. So the other thing that happens once you've destroyed the vehicles and you've stolen the coke or destroyed it is it tells you to take out this supplier. This is an optional objective. You don't have to do this. That plane has gotten away before, and it allowed me to go to the final objective, which is go to Madrazo's house. Again, you don't have to complete that objective. You can let the plane get away. If you want to kill the plane, go for it, but, if it gets away, no big deal. Just know you get paid. It does spawn these guys in once you reach this objective, so I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. It's kind of hard to take out cars with the helicopter, as you can see. They're kind of dodging my shots here, making it very difficult for me to hit them. The best way to take them out is to go to a place where they can't get you, like this roof, and just kind of shoot them as they get out. Obviously be careful. They have really good aim still, with all the AI do in this game. I've got night vision on the sniper rifle. You won't be able to get that for quite a while, so unfortunately this is not something any player is going to have. It takes quite a bit of doing to get this night vision, so if you're a new player, I'm sorry, it's going to take you forever to get this, but it is nice when you do. It's part of the Mark II sniper rifle, which you have to have a mobile command center, a bunker. You have to do research to get that unlock, and then you have to buy the, you have to go into the mobile command center and fucking apply that add-on to your gun, which, again, it costs a lot of money to get that, so. Anyway, the drug packets are in here. They don't despawn. They would be in crates normally, but because I completed the destroy or steal coke objective, and then it now says go to Madrazo's house, the crates themselves have despawned, but the drug packets are still here, so you can still come in and grab these, which again, I very much recommend doing, because as you can see there in the top right corner, it's giving me $8,000 total for the mission on top of my payout. So once I complete the mission, it's going to pay me like probably $20,000 or so dollars, and then also I get the $8,000 that I picked up in those drug packets. It won't give you those drug packets if you fail. Then you have to obviously play the mission again and recollect them. But yeah, if you fail the mission but have collected the drug packets, you're not going to get them. It's not going to pay you for those. So you do have to complete the mission to get that, which is annoying if you almost got the mission done and then failed. Unfortunately, you get nothing, so that kind of sucks. But here we go, we're going to go finish the mission, and then I'm going to head back to free roam, because I have some stuff I want to do in free roam. And I'll, again, cover some more things. Basically, I'll start covering the businesses that you can start purchasing. Obviously, your first order of business is going to get, you're going to want to get some kind of personal vehicle. I highly recommend driving around as many of them as you can before deciding on one. Some of them, like I said, you're not going to be able to do because, oh hey, this vehicle can't be obtained because it has a tracker on it. Yeah, some high-end vehicles you can't make your own you can't take to the mod shop and turn them into your personal vehicle because they are considered too high scale, too high end. That is in some quote-unquote rich NPC has a tracker on it and therefore you can't take it from them, which is stupid because, you know, this is GTA. But anyway, so definitely you want to get a personal vehicle, you want to get as many of the different weapons as you can. It's going to help you with missions. You're going to want to do a bunch of contact missions. You can do other stuff like races, you can do deathmatch. Basically anything that comes into your phone is either from a player doing a job that's inviting you to join them, or you are getting an invite from an NPC for a contact mission. And these are more contact missions here. Once you've completed one, you have the ability to vote on another one if you have different ones available. But yeah, this is what you see every time you complete an activity. It tells you, hey, here's some other ones. Do you want to do any of these? And if you pick one, it takes you to the lobby and you can start that activity. But I'm going to go back to free roam so we can start covering the businesses. As I said before, I only recommend one business. It is, in my opinion, the fastest and most lucrative business. So I'll show you that here in just a moment when we get back to free roam. Assuming I'm not thrown into a session with other players, in which case I'm going to have to session hop until I get one that's empty. I mean, I could do it. I could show you stuff without there being an empty session, but you know, I don't really want any other players coming in and annoying me while I'm trying to do this, because then that will delay my ability to explain things. So I'm going to try and get an empty session. If there's not a lot of players, I may just roll with it, because, you know, less players means they're less likely to come over and fuck me. But again, other players can be assholes. They can be nice, or they can be assholes. Apparently I'm in a really, really big session with lots and lots of people. That sucks. Basically though, once you're done with a contact mission, immediately open your phone's internet browser, go to Money Services, go down to Maze Bank, log in, and deposit. Put that money in the bank. So, you can lose money in free roam. As I mentioned before, you die, you lose $500. No matter how much money you have on you, though, you're not going to lose more than $500 if you die. However, if someone calls a mugger after you, which is very, very rare, I've, like, almost never had that happen to me, but, like, if someone were to call a mugger on you, that mugger can steal all of the money that you're currently holding, which is why you want to immediately deposit your money in the bank. Because, you know, the mugger's not going to steal your money in the bank account. It's going to take whatever's on you. Even though there's a lot of players in the session, I'm going to go ahead and just start giving you guys a rundown of the businesses. Let me just go to... The first thing you have to do in order to start doing any of those missions, to do any of the businesses, is you have to buy an office. And the offices are pretty expensive. There are some cheaper ones that you can get that are not so bad, but you need an office to do a lot of this stuff. So unfortunately that is going to be your starting point. I don't know if you need an office for hangar stuff or bunker stuff. So if you want to just go straight to owning a hangar or owning a bunker and doing shit that way, I don't think you need an office for either of those. There's kind of players near my office, which there usually is, because my office is like right where other players always are. And I have a player chasing me, which is great. I always hate it when players chase after me. But yeah. And there's other players around. I always hate being near other players. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump sessions. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is park in my garage though, just so that they're not gonna blow me up the second I push pause. Yeah, being in a session with a lot of other people is really, really nerve-wracking because any of them at any given moment can just shoot you in the face, blow you up, steal your shit, you know, cause mayhem. So, again, most people on PC have been nice. They've left me alone. They don't shoot me immediately on sight. That's going to vary on your experience when you play. It could be everyone being an asshole, everyone shoots you in the face, everyone blows up your car and your shit. So, again, I would say approach other players with extreme caution. On console, I felt like it was always a bad idea to be anywhere near other players. So if you're playing on console, I'm sorry. You're going to have a hard time. You're going to have some really annoying people, I assume. Unless the assholes have moved on and are playing other games, it's a crapshoot. It's really a crapshoot. Which is why I always switch sessions to try and get one that's less full. So I have less likelihood of being bothered. That's the problem with doing contact missions at this stage, is if you're in a public session and you do a contact mission, you get thrown into a brand new random session when you're done. Which, I had an empty public session, and then I did that contact mission, and now I don't have my empty session anymore. So, if you're doing public session stuff where it requires you to be in a public session, do not leave. Do not go do a contact mission, don't go do a job, don't do anything that is not free roam, because you'll get chucked into some random session when you're done, and then, you know, you'll have to session hop again until you get something that's empty. So, tip number one with the businesses is get the office, which is going to take a while. If you're brand new, you don't have a lot of money, it's going to take quite a bit of doing, because, oh good, I'm in an empty one. Perfect. So let's take a look at these, actually. So you want to go to, I think it's this one, Dynasty 8 Executive. Okay, yeah, so it's showing the different offices. And there's some prices for you. A lot of these are fucking insanely expensive. It doesn't let me see. Let me just check this real quick. I wanna... Okay, I guess you can't really... Oops. Hang on. You can't really see what options there are unless you buy the property, I guess. So this is the office that I purchased. I picked it because it was like right next to the apartment that I bought, so it's literally across the street from my apartment, so that's nice. It has this other option here. This is a garage. If you go to the same website, when you own this property, you'll see this extra thing here, which is the multi-car garage. This is not included when you buy the office. You have to buy this separately. I don't remember how much it costs, and I can't click this and see how much that costs. So I unfortunately cannot give you a price of how much it costs, but once you purchase the garage, I guess there's an option to renovate it. Oh, okay. Well, apparently I haven't bought the second, third, and fourth floors. Oh, and there's an auto shop. Nice. How much does this cost? Oh boy, $900,000. My God. Okay. But yeah, you can, I guess, mod your cars in the shop as well, which is kind of nice. I might eventually get that at some point. But yeah, you can have up to 3 floors that store 20 cars a floor, and each floor is broken into 3 sections, and I think each section holds, well, I guess 20 divided by 3. What is that going to end up being? That's not quite 6. I don't know how they do 20 in 3 sections. I don't know how they break that up exactly. That's kind of not divisible by 3 somehow, but anywho, I see. There's a discount on it, so I could get more space for cheaper. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't care at this exact moment. I guess that just gives you the option of storing a bunch of cars, and that optional workshop allows you to tweak them without having to go to the mod shop, which is really nice. You have a mod shop in your garage, so you never have to even leave. But yeah, these are the offices. I don't know. I swear there were more than just the 4 of them. But yeah, this is what you need to start doing the crate or contraband warehouse missions, the import-export or vehicle selling missions, and what was the other one? Well, let's look here. I guess I'm not there. Let's go over there and look. Basically, once you have the office, you got to go into it and then start most of your missions from there. So let me go. Let's get a car out, because I want a car. I want to drive a car. I'll do one of the car missions just to show you how they work, but I'm not gonna do. Well, I suppose I could do the other ones, like the crate one and the aircraft hangar one and all that stuff. But I think for now I'll just talk about it. I'm not actually gonna do those because they're not that good. They take way too much time to earn money. But yeah, so once you have your office, you just gotta run up to it, go into the front door here. I think it's gonna do, okay, yeah, it's gonna give me the option. Hang on a sec. Alright, so, like I said, you're gonna not probably, I don't know if you'll see this initially because, you know, you're not gonna have the garage. You probably just want to buy the office first because buying the garage costs even more money. Like I said, these are pretty expensive properties. I don't know if they're under $1 million. I want to say they're probably at $1 million and higher. So yes, that's gonna take you, with just contact missions, it's going to be quite a while, so you, again, might want to just use your phone, do random jobs with other players, do heists, do anything you can to earn the $1 million, and then you'll have your office, you can go in, and then the next, unfortunately, it doesn't stop there. You, unfortunately, for doing any of the missions for cargo, like the crate missions or the car stealing missions, and then I think the third one is special vehicle. I think. Once you own an office, you'll always have the option to register. Here, let me demonstrate that again as well, because this actually gets you access to a set of missions you wouldn't have access to before. If you have $1 million, you can register as a VIP, or you can buy an office and always be a VIP. What I mean by that is you can go in here and see this SecuroServe CEO. I'm currently here. Let me retire real quick. Okay, so let's see, where is it? SecuroServe. Okay, so you'll go down to SecuroServe and you register as CEO or VIP if you just have $1 million and you don't have an office yet. Then you become a VIP or CEO, and you now have some options. You can hire people, which is basically you can have other players in the session essentially do your bidding for you. Whether or not they actually like pay attention to you and do what you want them to, that's, you know, you're not gonna hire people and then they're guaranteed to do what you want. You're gonna just, that's basically a way to temporarily make them part of your clan or crew or whatever. You can go into management and tell them, like, you can set what their clothing they're all wearing so that you all match. You can give them the ability to do a formation when flying planes and shit. You can turn friendly fire on and off. That's kind of a big deal because, you know, that means your associates can kill each other or you. Or you can have it off so no one can kill each other. That's kind of nice if you have some randoms that are a little cagey. So what you can do, though, is this VIP work option and these VIP challenges. These two things here are things you can do to earn money, which I'll demonstrate at least part of the VIP work here in just a moment. Right now I'm going to do some of the property businesses missions real quick, but as soon as you get an office like this one, or you become a VIP by having $1 million, you have the ability to register as a CEO or a VIP and then do this. These are extra little free roam challenges and missions that you can do. The VIP challenges, I think it says you don't have any bodyguards, so you have to have associates to do any of the VIP challenges, but you can do some of these VIP work missions by yourself. And one of them is something I highly recommend doing. But we'll get to that in a moment. Right now, we're going to cover some of the other property missions. So, like I said, you buy your expensive-ass office, which, you know, can be a pain in the ass. Given, you know, it's like, I'm just buying a building, it's not exciting. So, once you've done that, you get these three options here. The special cargo is the crates. This I don't recommend because it doesn't get you that much money. Vehicle cargo, on the other hand, is the one I do recommend. This is the one that I would do. This is like the one property purchase that I would recommend because this, to me, is the most lucrative. Then there's also special vehicle work here, which you have to have a vehicle warehouse to store these, which is part of the vehicle cargo missions. So when you get a vehicle storage warehouse, you can do both of these. If you get a crate warehouse, a contraband warehouse, or a special cargo warehouse, whatever the hell they call it, you can only do this. Again, another reason why I don't recommend this, because if you buy vehicle cargo warehouse, you get access to both of these versus just this one. If you buy a vehicle cargo warehouse, you will not be able to do this. This requires its own. If you go in here to the warehouse map, I have a warehouse. It's a really small, shitty one, I think. Yeah, it's a small one, so it sucks. Basically, let me just see if I can look at all of them. Can I look at all of them? Okay, so here's all of the warehouses for special cargo. Again, not recommended because this does not get you much money. As you can see here, when I look at this is medium. 42 crates is your maximum storage. This one, small, 16 is your maximum. Let me see if I can find yeah, here's a large one for 111 crates. So basically what you do is, you go in here, and you pick one of these options. It's nice in that it tells you, okay, this one is only 1 crate, this is 2 crates, this is 3 crates. Basically, it's going to spawn crates on the map that you have to get. Obviously, if you pick 2 crates, there's going to be 2 crates out here. If you pick 3, there's going to be 3 out here. And this is all in free roam, where all those other people are. Remember, I said get a public empty. You have to be in a public session to do this. So if there's a lot of people out here and there's a lot of crates for you to go get, you're going to have trouble getting those crates. And that's just the first part of the equation. Once you get the crates back to your warehouse, you then go to the warehouse and log into the computer that's there, and then click the option to sell them, which is not on this one because this is the office computer. But yeah, that's that one. You get crates, you put them in your warehouse, then you go sell them. And let me tell you, selling them sucks because you're in a big giant RV thing, carrying them around, and you drive them to each location, each drop-off location. If at any point your RV gets blown up, every crate that you didn't deliver yet gets destroyed. So you basically lose all that money. Now let me show you vehicle cargo. This, again, is going to require you to go purchase a vehicle warehouse. Let me just see all the different ones that are available here. There's one that has 40 vehicles. That one is 40. I don't remember if these have different sizes. I don't think they do. No, I think they're all 40. This is just location. This is just where you're going to take your cars back to. I recommend you pick somewhere over here because a lot of players are constantly over here because a lot of players pick this area to like spawn, and this is where a lot of people's offices are. This office, I think, is one of the cheapest available of the 4. So a lot of people pick this one, which means a lot of people are here. So I would highly recommend you get your vehicle warehouse somewhere out here. And unfortunately, as you can see here, it is going to cost you a shit ton of money. Again, you have to buy another property to even start doing this. And again, that's going to be a turnoff for some people, I realize. You're not going to want to buy a giant expensive property just to start earning money. But, you know, that saying, you gotta spend a little money to make money, that's kind of true. But once you do have that, you go here, back to your office. You can't start the missions from the warehouse, it has to be at the office. You click source vehicle here, which starts the stealing process. I got really lucky, I got a top range. So basically, where it says down there, value top range, it can be 3 different values. It can be standard, it can be mid, and it can be top range. A standard range vehicle is only going to get you about 40,000, which is still pretty good compared to the contact missions. You usually only get 20,000 on completing those. So 40,000 is not bad initially. Obviously though, if you can, you want to get the mid-range and top range. Mid-range gets you 60,000, and top range gets you 80.
Okay, the morality on this one's a little less murky. The car owners bet the pink slip that no one can beat his point-to-point time. Beat it, collect the car, and bring it in.
Like your car, you know?
Okay, so for this mission, I have to just drive fast. I have a starting point that it's telling me to go to. I'm not actually like racing right now, so don't worry about that. You basically just gotta go to the start point, and then as soon as you get to the start point, it's gonna start counting down. And then once it's counted down, you have a set time to get to the finish. So don't worry about getting to the start part right away. This one can be a bit hectic if you're driving a really shitty slow vehicle like an SUV or a big old truck. So if you get this option, you know, she calls you and tells you that you have to do this race, immediately look for a good car that's fast and controls well. Because, you know, if you crash, you're gonna maybe not beat the time and therefore fail this. But I obviously have a super amazing supercar here, so I'm not at all worried that I'm gonna lose. But let's just do this. So this is the first part of the car stealing missions. You get the car and then bring it back to the warehouse. I like doing these better than the crates and the aircraft carrier shit, or the gun running, because in this one, the thing you're stealing, and goddamn GPS keeps changing on me. In this this business, the cargo you're stealing and selling are the cars. And then as soon as I go in here, it's gonna the second I go towards that yellow dot, as soon as I get like where that stop sign is, it's gonna start. So let's see this here. Yep, see, start counting down. And then I have to go to a location on the map. Again, this is gonna happen in free roam, so if you have other players, they could come fuck you up. Now, it's not gonna tell everybody that you're doing this right away. In fact, right now while I'm racing, if there were other players in the session, they're not gonna know about it. They're not gonna be alerted to me doing this yet. So you can do this part without anybody coming at you. But as soon as you get the car, as soon as you beat the point-to-point race time and you get this car, and you need to take it back to the warehouse, it's going to give you a countdown, and when that countdown is done, it's going to tell every other player in the session, hey, this player is stealing a car, you should come screw them over. So, as I said, look out for that. If you have a lot of players, odds are you're going to get attacked. They're just going to blow up your car that you're trying to get back to your warehouse, and you're not going to get a thing. So, like I said before, a million times, you want to try and get as few players in your session as possible. If you can manage to get an empty session like me, just go find your session a few times, and eventually you might get an empty one. I don't know if there's some kind of algorithm in the background that determines that when you search for sessions a bunch of times and you get one that's empty, Rockstar servers make a note that you like empty sessions. I don't know if that's what's happening, but for me it seems like because I've done it so many times, I can easily get an empty session if I just search for a session a few times. For a new player, that might not be the case. You might search sessions like 8 times and not get one that's empty. Which is, again, for a new player, you're going to want to do contact missions. You're not going to be able to do any of these free roam missions just yet because you won't have the money required to buy the properties. But yeah, once you get here to the end, you take the car from the dude. This is the same place I went last time I did this. And you show up, and the car I'm looking for, I believe, is this Valor, this Roosevelt Valor here. It looks like basically an old-timey mob car. This dude's gonna be pissed at you for beating his time. I usually just knife him. He's kind of whacking me here, but just knife him up. You can't shoot that guy. I just like to knife him because he's got a baseball bat, and I like to make it a fair fight. But yeah, you basically just take this and see how that global signal is counting down there? And then it says, Poop Shoe vehicle cargo is now visible to all players in the session. That means everyone playing in your session at the moment, everyone in the player list knows that you're doing this. So again, this is a very big risk that you take when you do this. Oh shit. Sometimes you get NPCs coming after you like this. As you see there, they're damaging the vehicle, that repair costs. If you stay in the car and try to drive away, and they chase you and shoot you, they're going to damage the hell out of that car. And you're not going to get anything for it. So if you have NPCs coming at you like I do right now, get out. Find somewhere to park the car and get out. Otherwise that repair cost is going to skyrocket. And you're not going to get hardly anything for the car. I died fighting these guys, but as you see here, I came back to life relatively close, and the car I'm trying to steal is still here. Again, if you're in a session with other players, that's going to be available for them to come blow up, so, you know, having NPCs chase you like this, and having to get out of the car to deal with them, is going to be a pain in the ass. So again, I would recommend empty session if you can, or just have a bunch of other players helping you. Because then, again, this part, you won't die as many times as I'm dying right now. There's not a whole lot of cover out here, so I really am just kind of aimlessly trying to kill them before they kill me. and they have insanely good accuracy, so they're able to shoot me through trees and bushes. They you know, their visibility is not an issue. They don't have eyes, they can't see, they're just computers, so they're just aiming directly at my head all the time. Obviously they don't hit my head every time they shoot, but like I said though, in the car, they're extremely accurate. In a car, they will kill you in seconds. Outside of a car, however, they are far, far less accurate, and, you know, they won't kill you quite as fast. Obviously, there, they shot me to pieces because they ran me over and then hit me shot me while I was on the ground. But, for some reason, their accuracy in a vehicle is like a crap load higher than their standing accuracy, which makes kinda no sense. Because you'd think their accuracy would be worse in a car than it would be on the ground. That guy got ran over by a car and is suffering. But yeah, eventually they will stop sending these assholes after me at some point. You just have to kill enough of them. One tip I have is you can aim and run much faster if you hold down the shoot trigger without holding down the aim button. The aim trigger is this one that pulls the camera in close to your character like this, but if you just hold the shoot trigger and run, you will actually be able to move faster and shoot at the same time. Whew, just barely got that guy in time. Buying body armor helps. Obviously I don't have any on, so I'm dying really easily. But I don't really typically buy body armor because it gets, like, you get shot 4 times and your body armor's gone. So why bother, right? I mean, if I'm just gonna end up dying in 2 seconds, I might as well just take the death. I don't know if the $500 loss on death is cheaper than the money it costs to buy body armor, but to me it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's time more than anything. But yeah, once you have dealt with your attacking asswipes, which you may not see them, if you're in a session with a lot of other players, it doesn't tend to spawn NPCs, because the game is like, alright, well, you're gonna probably experience some interference from other players, so, you know, if you're in an empty session, no one is here to oppose you. So the game is like, alright, well, let's throw some NPCs at them. So you'll get NPCs that come after you and attack you, but, you know, they're easily dealt with. They're not maybe like the easiest people to kill, especially out in the open like I was, but you can die as many times as it takes, and eventually you'll hopefully kill them, or, you know, you can give up if you really want to, I guess. But you just kill those guys off, you take the car, gotta drive it all the way back to the warehouse, but I have it so that I know exactly what freeways I have to take to get there. Having done this so many times, I know the pretty much exact route from anywhere on the map. That's just memorization. It's not really... I mean, it's telling me where to go. You see that yellow line on the GPS. It is actually telling me where to go, but, yeah. I'm not going to follow it because I have a better route that I like to take. It's going to take me on a very similar route. It might even line up with the exact route I plan on taking. But a lot of the times the GPS is not, you know, you don't want to follow it because while it probably is faster to go that way, you're going to experience traffic, different levels of traffic. Like, on the freeway, all of the cars are driving, they're not stopped. They are going a bit slower than me, but they are all at least moving. Whereas if the GPS takes me through the city, there's a chance that some of the cars are going to be stopped, or they're going to be crossing my path through an intersection. So, since this car, if I hit anything, or anyone shoots it, or anything happens to this car, I lose money, I want to drive this car as carefully as I possibly can. Which, again, you will very much benefit from being in your own session with this. But basically, you just drive this car back to your warehouse once you've dealt with any opposition, or have done the mission, whatever it happens to be at the time. You get the car, you gotta take it back. It is, I guess, the GPS is matching up with my route that I usually take. I try to do freeway the entire way because, as I said, the cars are always moving. They're not stopped, they're not crossing my path, I just kind of have to pass them. Which is a little easier than trying to avoid them crossing in front of me and then being completely stopped. So I usually try to do freeway. And there you can see it, the GPS adjusted to what it thought was a better route, but I'm just gonna go straight there via freeway. Because there's a path along this freeway that goes pretty much right next to my warehouse. This is the exit I take up here. As you can see, I'm almost there. I'm really, really close. I just gotta go through this intersection, and then I make a right here. Carefully turn, and then I'm done. So that's the end of that part of the vehicle selling. This is going to be pretty much the same across all the different properties, all the different businesses. You got to get your cargo here to a warehouse and store it so that you can eventually sell it to somebody else. So once you have your car, and you can have multiple in here, you can have up to 40 cars in this warehouse at once. The next thing you do is you got to go inside this little office area here, and then again there's a bed back here that you can sleep in. I can't remember if I can set this as a spawn area or not. It does have a bed, but I don't think I can set this as a spawn location. No, I can't. Okay, that sucks. Some properties have the option to install a living quarters, which what that means is when you start GTA Online, you can spawn at that location. But yeah, the next thing you're going to want to do is get on the computer, which I'm going to buy a soda real quick because my health is at half. I want it at full. This does cost you $1 of your money, so if you don't have any money, I don't think you can actually use this. I don't remember though. I haven't been actually like broke in a while, so I don't remember. A lot of stuff won't work if you're broke though. Like if you have a bunker, you can't do any research while you're broke. You can't use your VIP access stuff, I don't think. You can still access, you can go in your office and do missions, but you can't like call in favors and stuff. But as you can see here, there's a car. There's 4 slots up here. You can sell up to 4 cars at once, which is awesome because if I click this guy here, it says delivery commission 40,000, but like ignore this number for a minute. But you can sell up to 4 cars. The problem with that is you have to have there has to be a player present for each of the 4 cars. Like right now, I have me, 1 player, so I can only sell 1 car. If I had an associate helping me, I could do 2 cars. If I had another, I could do 3, etc., all the way to 4. But you can only do 4 at once. So if you have like 100 associates, you can't do 100 cars. You can only do 4. But once you have all the cars up here, you click the little export button down here. It shows them up here. Click export, and it's going to give you some choices. If you want to risk no money, you can get 40,000, which I don't recommend because that's not very much money for your time. You can pay $10,000 and get 70,000, which is a net gain of $60,000, which again I don't recommend because that's again not worth your time. Or you can do this last option, which is the one I recommend doing, where you pay $20,000 but you get $100,000 back. So you're making a net gain of $80,000. This is where you make the big bucks.
Okay, let's get
So then it takes you into the customization thing. You just gotta change to a different option. Right now it's set to this. It has to be something else in the list. In fact, you can switch to this option, and then if you like that the one that it was set to, you can just switch back, and it accepts that.
You know who makes good
Then you
license
press
plates?
B, and you say,
Prison
okay, I'm done. It takes you to the next section. I'm just going to do Chrome because I don't care. That's the primary. Let's change the secondary to Chrome as well. Again, I don't care. So then it's like, are you sure you want to do that? Sure, yes, I'm good.
Look at that
It
finish.
takes you to performance,
Install.
which you kind of have to pick something here and change something here. I'm going to go into the lights and get rid of the neons because I think they look stupid.
Not bad. Yes,
Then you
me.
go into wheels. I'll change them to, let's just go with default. I don't really care. And then once you're done, this is the last option when you do tires, so be aware. Once you're done with this, it's going to do this. So now I'm done customizing it. We had to change it out. Like, it's on the real world logic that if you
Okay,
steal someone's
the work's
car,
been done.
you
Take the
can't
car to the
sell their
buyer
car
and don't
directly
let
as
another
is because,
organization get in the way.
they know what it looks like to come and get it. You want to change it in a chop shop to make it look different for the customer. So basically, you change it, you tweak it, and then you got to take it to the drop-off. But here's the problem: if you're in a private or a public empty session like I am, and you try to just take this thing straight to the drop-off, those little red circles that are on my GPS are enemies that just spawned. Again, this only really happens if you have no other players in the session. If you have other players, there's a chance that these guys won't appear, because the game thinks you have significant enough resistance via other players that you don't need the additional challenge of NPCs. However, since I'm in my own session, the game is almost always going to spawn in those NPCs to make this a little difficult. They don't want you to do it super easily. Basically, I always go in this. I found a nice little enclosed area that I like to go to with the car because, again, if they shoot that car, if they do anything to that car, you lose money, and you don't want to lose money. Again, these guys that drove in behind me got me. But again, they're not nothing. There's no problem with dying. They're not gonna attack the car. They want to kill me. So the fact that I got out of the car and abandoned the car means they're not going to touch the car. They're just going to keep killing me over and over again. So I just have to kill them, which is no big deal. Combined with the like 1,800 I lost getting the car back to the warehouse, I just lost $500. So again, that's going to subtract from your total net gain in doing this. But you're still going to have close to 78,000, which is a lot of money. Even for me, that's a decent chunk. So, for me, it's still worth it. Even if I die, this is still worth doing. When it's not worth doing anymore, when you just want to give up and quit, is when the car takes, like, if that commission number there drops. Like, when you're taking it to the warehouse, it's going to tell you how much you're losing. When you're taking it to the drop-off point, like I am, it's going to tell you how much you're going to get paid. So it's kind of up to you to do the math a little bit, but when I'm stealing the car and taking it to the warehouse, if it drops below, like, if I get more than 6,000 in damage, I usually just blow up the car and end the mission. Because at a certain point, you're not going to make a whole lot of money. Like, if you have to pay like $12,000 to fix the car, and you're going to get 40,000, what's 40,000 minus 12,000? Less, obviously. Shit, where am I even at? I don't know where it put me. I'm actually really confused as to where I am. Kind of put me in a weird spot. What I recommend here, because these guys keep fucking, they keep driving back behind me and getting out of their car and shooting me before I have a chance to turn around. What I like to do here is I like to get in one of their stupid blue cars and park it like this, and then they can't, essentially, I mean, they can still drive around it on this side, but like try to block this area off so they can't drive in there, maybe, I guess. And as you can see now, they're not spawning because I killed enough of them. There's not going to be any more of them. Their pile of blue cars is kind of in my way, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in one of their cars, I'm going to drive out here, and then I'm going to turn around and drive back in, and it despawns their other cars. That's a useful trick if there's a lot of cars in here and you don't know what to do to get them out of your way. If maybe you can't get in them, like they're flipped over or something. If you can get in them, you can just get in them and drive them out of the way, but it's faster to get in one of their cars, drive out away from the place, and then come back and they'll just despawn. So, then you get back in your car that you're trying to sell, and you take it to the drop-off, and then you get paid. Pretty easy. And it took me how long to do this? I want to say like 15-20 minutes, and I'm gonna get $80,000 payout for this. That's almost heist money. If you haven't done a heist yet, heist is kind of an annoying, like, heists are not at all free roam. That's one of the other benefits about doing these business missions, is that they all take place in free roam. So you don't have to go to a separate lobby, you don't have to see any separate loading screens. You can do all of the stuff that is required to get the money right here in free roam. You don't ever have to leave this session, and you don't ever have to worry about getting thrown into a new session with other players. Wow, that was close. I almost lost money. Like I said, if you can get an empty session like the one I'm in, you can do these free roam missions as much as you want, and the odds are you won't get any new players jumping in. Sometimes you might. You might get a random player hop in at some point. In that case, I recommend going into the menu. If it's one player, go to online, go down to players, and in the list, select them and do kick if it's one person. Because I have been in a private session, or I jumped into a session with some other one person, and I got kicked. Because that person went and did exactly what I'm telling you to do. They went in there and selected kick, even though I wasn't doing anything to them, and then I got booted from the session because they wanted me gone. So basically, I recommend if someone else comes into your session, or you jump into a session with only one person, go in there and kick them. It's gonna tell them on their screen that they're being voted to be kicked. So if you don't want to be an asshole, I guess you can just not do that. But like, since I got kicked, it's like I'm gonna kick everybody else in retaliation because, they could kick me. So I'm going to fight back by kicking them also. And it doesn't immediately get rid of them, it just it sends the server a message, hey, I want this person gone. And if they do something griefy, because it says in the thing when you get voted that you're kicked, someone votes to kick you, it says, you've been voted to be kicked, improve your behavior or get thrown out, essentially. So, in that sense, you want to obviously stay away from them. Don't do anything that would be considered griefing, because odds are you're going to get kicked out. But it's not an automatic thing. You're not automatically going to get thrown out of the session. It's just that person is wanting you to leave, and they're saying to the server that if you do something bad, they want you to leave. So, I go in and I kick only one person, so that the odds of the thing happening where I got kicked randomly by one person doesn't happen, because then hopefully that person will get kicked before me. It's random though. I've only just started doing that because I got kicked that one time. Honestly, you could not do that ever, and it would be fine. Now, it's telling me to go to the vineyard. That's the location it wants me to go to here. As you can see, it's like right next to me, but I have to go a really long way around to get to it because of this little river right here. So what you want to do instead to get around this is you want to kind of cross the river. And thankfully the river's not very big here, so it's not going to be as much of a problem. I just took damage though. It's up to you whether it's worth it to take a little bit of damage, but like, I don't want to drive a really long way if I don't have to. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut through. Take a little bit of damage, but there's this is another reason why I don't follow the GPS usually, because the GPS will take me on really stupid routes that end up taking a really long time to complete. Usually I will come down from the mountain from that direction and avoid the river and avoid the need to go around the river. But yeah, this is the location I hate because it's pretty far away and it requires you to go around that stupid river. But yeah, once you've done that, then you're done. You've completed a car stealing. You've delivered your vehicle cargo, and you get paid $90,000 or $100,000 if you don't, if it doesn't get damaged. But that's a lot of money. That's a pretty good chunk. Now I'm going to show you the VIP works. This is basically my routine, if you want to say. This is how I make my money. I do vehicle stealing,
Okay.
which is the vehicle cargo. I try to get top range. That's totally random though, so you can get screwed over by getting standard or mid-range. If it's standard range, I usually blow it up because 40,000 to me is not enough to justify doing it. The one caveat about the vehicle cargo and pretty much any of the free roam businesses, there's a cooldown timer. If I were to steal another car and try to go sell it, it's going to tell me I need to wait up to like 15 minutes. So, that being said, you have to kind of mix up what you're doing so that you're not getting hit with a timer where you got to sit and wait for 15 minutes. You want to maximize your amount of money that you're earning over time by not wasting the cooldown for a business mission just sitting around or doing nothing. So when I'm waiting for that cooldown to go through so that I can sell another vehicle, I like to go back to the city and do VIP works. Now the reason I go to the city, I will tell you here in just a moment. Let me just get back there real quick. It'll take me a few minutes. On the sticks. Back into town here. Takes a little while because, again, that vineyard location is very, very far away. I really don't like having to deliver cars to that location. Thankfully, that's not the location it is every time you sell a vehicle. Sometimes they're closer, sometimes they're further away, etc. Again, that also is going to depend on where your warehouse is. When you take your car to the warehouse, that's where you're going to start selling the cars from. When you go to deliver the car to sell to somebody, it's going to start at your warehouse. So again, pick that location accordingly. So I'm heading back into town here because I'm going to do a VIP works. The reason I want to go into town, the reason I want to go into the city, is because if I'm out in the sticks, my assassination targets for the mission I'm about to start will be really, really far apart, and I'll have to like fly an aircraft to get to them because they'll be so far away. Whereas if you go up over here to the city, I like to be pretty much right next to my safe house / office, because that guarantees that they'll be in the city. Okay, so I'm here. So now I go into the interaction window menu, which for me on my Xbox controller it's hold down select. For PlayStation controller I believe that's options, or whatever the button on the left is of the two start and select buttons. You go to SecuroServe CEO VIP work, which again you can access this menu with $1 million on you. Hang on a sec. Get for running my car late. I was doing something. It's just very rude to run in my car. Anyway, you can access this VIP work area if you have $1 million or if you have the CEO office. The CEO office means you can do this VIP work stuff no matter how much money you have. In order to do it just as a VIP without owning an office, you have to have $1 million. The second you don't have $1 million anymore, you lose access to this menu. But if you have an office, then you have access to this menu at any point because you register as a CEO, and then you just go to the CEO options and there it is. But yeah, so VIP works. As you can see, this first one says plowed. This is it says it requires a Phantom Wedge, which is a special vehicle. It's pretty expensive. In fact, here I'll show it to you. Let's take a look at that real quick. It's going to be in this Warstock website. There's a lot of special vehicles right here. It is this one. This is the Phantom Wedge. As you can see, it costs a lot of money to buy right out of the gate. It costs a little bit less if you've done the specific mission to unlock the discount for it, which is part of the Special Vehicle Works missions that you can start in your office. That was that far right option I showed you guys earlier. The middle one being stealing cars, the far right one being the Special Vehicle Works. You can do those Special Vehicle Works missions even without owning any of those special vehicles. In fact, that's a really great way to try those vehicles out. It lets you do a mission with them, and then you can drive them around and test them and see, do I want this? Do I want to spend the money on this for free roam? But anyway, the VIP Works mission that requires that vehicle, there's a lot of them, as you can see. That one is not a VIP, or not a special vehicle. It just says you don't have enough associates, you have to have more people for this one. That one requires the Ruiner 2000. This one requires the Wastelander. That one requires Armored Boxville. I own the Rocket Voltic, so I can do this one, but you have to be in the Rocket Voltic to do it. Basically, you drive the Rocket Voltic around and boost for like 20 minutes, and you have to stay at a certain speed, or it fails. And I don't recommend it because it's very expensive. Like the cost of time spent per money earned is not very good. That one requires the ramped car, or the ramp car, which I might someday buy. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see how much the ramp car costs. Let me just check and see if I even have the discount for it. I don't think I do, but let me just look. Oh yeah, I do. When you have the discount, it doesn't show you the buy it now price. It only shows you the trade price, which is cheaper than the buy it now. As you can see here, though, it's still 2.4 million, which is a lot of money. So I'm not gonna buy it, but eventually, maybe one day. So let me stop my rambling here and let's get down to business. The ones I can't do, and then the ones I can do. Okay, so starting with Headhunter and going down the list here, these are all ones you can do without having any of the special vehicles. This is the one I recommend because it's the easiest, I think. Air Freight, I guess, requires other players. So does Haulage, apparently. Hostile Takeover, this is, it just basically picks a spot. In fact, you can pick your location here where you want to go. you have to go into the hostile location, kill people, and then take an item, usually a package, and then deliver it somewhere. That one is okay. It doesn't give you as much. Like, if you complete Hostile Takeover really fast, you're only going to get a couple thousand, it's not as much. Whereas if you complete Headhunter really fast, you're guaranteed to get 20,000. This will guarantee, if you do Headhunter and you beat it within the time limit, you will get $20,000 guaranteed. Like, unless you're completing it in like 5 seconds, which I don't think you could do even with other people, you're going to get a minimum of 20,000, which is why I recommend this one. But Hostile Takeover, you can do asset recovery. It says right there, steal one or more vehicles from police station, deliver them to drop off. I don't know if I've done that one a whole lot, but I think it's similar to Hostile Takeover in that if you do it really fast, it doesn't give you much. Sightseer is an interesting one. That basically is just find the thing, go to it in the map. This one's kind of fun if you don't like have a whole lot of really good weapons still, or you just don't like killing people. It's just not fun to you. Sightseer is kind of a good one. You basically just find locations on the map. It's, I think, 3 or 4 different locations on the map, around the map, that you can just go to. And then once you've gone to the last one, it pays you a decent chunk of change. I don't think I think it's similar to these two in that it's not a whole lot if you do it fast. As far as I know, Headhunter is the only one that pays guaranteed 20,000, despite my ability to pretty quickly beat this. So now I'm going to demonstrate Headhunter. It's going to put 4 random targets on the map. There's going to be 2 cars driving around and 2 not cars. You'll see what I mean here in just a moment. Here's one of the car targets. This car is armored, so do not be tempted to blow it up, because you will not be able to. At least not, like, easily. You can't shoot it with a minigun. I mean, you can, but you can't shoot this with a pistol and blow it up very quickly, is what I'm saying. I'm kind of sitting in front of him here, because I'm going to do... If you shoot at this car at all 4 of the people in... Oh, okay, not all 4. All 3 of the car I'm in, there's not very many windows on the back that they can shoot through, so they're just going to shoot the hell out of the back of my car and not really hit me much. So if you can get a car like this that has not very many windows on the back, you'll be a little bit safer from their bullets. But basically what you want to do is you want to get ahead of them like this and get your SMG or your pistol or whatever, and then just kind of push the right stick so that you're looking backwards, and then hold down the shoot and get your targeting thing and try to hit the driver. If you kill the driver, then that's it. He's done. The target is complete. And that assassination target is killed. Because you're trying to kill the driver. He's the target. Alright, so here's a stationary target over here. I've pretty much memorized these all, essentially, because I've done this so many times. What it wants you to do is it wants you to go in over here, through that little door that guy's shooting me out of. But an easier, well, maybe not easier, but like a more, less resistance way is to go here to this Von Cranston whatever sign. I have a wanted level, so it's going to be kind of hard for me to do this without getting killed. So I'm gonna kind of run away from the cops for just a moment, because I really want to demonstrate this. This is actually a really good way to get that target without getting killed. Okay, so I'm gonna lose the cops and head back to that target. Without getting seen by that cop over there. Okay, good, I managed to avoid him. Obviously, if you're being wanted by the police, you don't want to get re-wanted, so do your best to get away from them, because they will not stop until they've killed you. which if they kill you, then your wand level's gone, so that's, you know, that's fine. But yeah, go to the sign, and you're trying to get on this lip, this rounded lip here, which he's obviously keeps climbing over, but there is a way to climb on this without him. Okay, I kind of didn't do it right, but you basically jump up and grab this, and then immediately aim your gun, because if you try to just walk forward, he's going to fall through this hole. So just aim your gun, and then, so you're looking towards this awning, and then just push forward and jump. And he'll jump over the gap. Because if you just walk forward, he's going to fall through the gap, but if you jump over it, he'll jump over the gap, and then you're walking on the awning. He kind of stumbled like an idiot there for a minute, but like, just carefully walk over this roof, climb up here, run over this little corner, climb over this corner. Careful not to go too close to that edge, because there's that doorway with that guy shooting at me over there, so you want to stay a little close to the edge, or the wall, I guess. Climb up here, and we're basically going to shoot down at the target from above. So we climb up here, and there's going to be that guy over there. Always want to shoot him. Out of the 3 guys you have to kill, that's 1. So this, to me, is less resistance, and then the target is right here. So all I have to do is kind of get close to the edge, and then shoot him, and he's dead. So that's an easy way to take that guy out. It's a little bit easier than going through the door down there and getting killed potentially by the guy, the 2 or 3 guys guarding your target. Obviously it's not as easy to get up here with the cops on you, so, you know, lose the cops before you try this, but cops can't get up on this roof anyway, so when you're up here it doesn't matter as much because they can't get up there. Obviously they're right there shooting at me now, so I need to go very quickly. And now we have 2 targets left. And it's only been, I guess they gave me, what did they give me, 15 minutes? I've taken about 6 minutes? Or was it 20 minutes? I can't remember if they gave you 20 minutes or 15, but I'm taking a little longer to do this because I'm explaining what I'm doing, but if you really like know your targets, like where they spawn and how to kill them, you can get this done pretty quickly. And you can even, if you have other players, they can branch out and all of you take a separate target, making this even faster, which again, it should guarantee the person that started it at least gets 20,000. Your associates may not get 20,000. In fact, I don't think they get a whole lot, so you're going to want to take turns with other players being the VIP, so that you get the 20,000, but like, if you're doing this yourself, or you're the leader of the group, then you will get 20,000. I'll just park my car by this billboard here, because the target's over there. Get out my sniper rifle, which you can eventually get, and just bam. That guy's dead. On my way. I have 1 more car target left. Not shoot him, because if you shoot him, obviously he speeds away, he knows you're onto him. If you're just driving around him like this, he kind of doesn't do anything yet. He doesn't really understand that you're trying to kill him. So you can just kind of get in position, like I'm doing here. I like to get a little bit far ahead of him so I have a little bit of room. Then I aim behind me, and bam, he's dead. Now once that's done, those guys in the car that I didn't kill are still alive. And they will murder you pretty quickly, so you want to get away from that vehicle as quickly as possible. Because those dudes are still alive, and they will still shoot you. Eventually, if you get far enough away from them, they do despawn. But for the immediate as soon as you're done and completed, then, you know, they're still there. But one of the other nice things about doing the free roam missions, other than no loading screens, is it puts your money, as you can see there in the top right, bank and then cash. I'm only carrying $156 cash because all the money I just got from doing those free roam missions went directly into my bank account. That's one of the other incredible benefits of doing free roam stuff, is that the money goes directly into your bank account. So people can't just take it. They can't send muggers after you and steal shit after, like, the second you get done with the mission. Not that they, you know, not that that's a danger anyway, but like a, you know, just to be safe. So now I think I'm gonna go to the bunker and to the aircraft hangar I bought and cover those missions via just talking about them. I'm not actually gonna do them because they take a really, like, you know, for the bunker stuff, I have it set to do research, which I'll talk about. So I'm not actually even making money there. And then the aircraft hangar missions, I could do them. I could make money off of them right now. I'm not very familiar with them yet. It takes me a little while to do them. So I'm going to go ahead and just not do them. Okay, so part of owning an aircraft hangar is I can convert any aircraft that were previously Pegasus vehicles to personal aircraft, and they basically become personal vehicles, so it takes away the car and gives me the Hydra instead. But the benefit of the Hydra being a personal vehicle is it doesn't have to be in a few fixed locations, whereas if it's a Pegasus vehicle, meaning you have purchased it but you don't have an aircraft hangar, it's going to spawn in a number of different locations. And what I mean by that is, you go to Pegasus, dial them up.
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help?
Any of the Pegasus vehicles you have. Notice how I still can select Hydra, and I can still put a Hydra on the map as a... I don't know if it'll let me do this in 2 different instances. Let's find out.
The aircraft is waiting for you at our nearest airfield. We trust you'll be happy,
There's
sir.
another benefit to having a personalized... There's another benefit to having an aircraft hangar. You can have 2 Hydras for the price of 1. That's kind of nice. Okay, so I bought a Hydra from Warstock Carry, whatever, the military page, which is a $3 million fighter jet, and it can basically vertically take off like a helicopter. But like it starts out as a Pegasus vehicle, right? But then you can take it to the aircraft hangar and make it a personal vehicle. So I just called Pegasus and asked for a Hydra. So now there's 2 Hydras on the map. So if I want Hydra for my buddy, when he jumps on later, I can summon 2 of them, and he can get one. But then, you know, I have my own. So this is my personal Hydra that I own. Like, this is the one that's usually sitting in my aircraft hangar. And then I'm gonna go fly over the one that I just summoned, the other Pegasus one. So basically, if you take a Pegasus vehicle to the aircraft hangar, it's like, okay, you now have a personal version of this aircraft. But you can also, apparently, still summon the Pegasus version and have them deliver a Pegasus version as well. So I have this one that I'm flying right now, and then there's one right there. So now there's 2 of them. So like I said, I can, if I have a person playing with me that I want to give a Hydra to temporarily, all I have to do is call up Pegasus and be like, hey, I need another Hydra. And there's another Hydra. You can't call in another one because it will just replace that one with a new one somewhere else. So the maximum you can have at one time, I guess, is 2. But that's still awesome that you can do that. I guess, again, more benefits to having an aircraft hangar. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go I think I'll make a stop at the aircraft hangar first because it's closer. I'll talk about it briefly. I'll give you the rundown on it, and then I'll head to the bunker. Again, both the aircraft hangar that I have and the bunker, underground bunker that I have, both of those are two properties that you have to buy in order to use them, and they're pretty expensive again, so I would say hold off on those until you have equipment. The most valuable property you can get is the vehicle cargo warehouse. That one, as I just demonstrated by doing a mission of selling that top range vehicle, you can do so quickly and so easily by yourself that is the thing I recommend above all else. If you're going to be a solo player most of the time, I would highly recommend the vehicle cargo warehouse as your first business, because it will make you the most amount of money quickly. Now I'm going to just go ahead and park this outside. I'm not going to actually take it in the aircraft hangar, because I'm going to get back in it in a minute anyway. But yeah, this is the aircraft hangar that I purchased. Let me go on the website here. It's going to be on this foreclosure website here. This actually shows you aircraft hangars, motorcycle clubs, and what is this one? Oh yeah, bunkers. Okay. So this website shows you aircraft hangars, underground bunkers, which I'll show you the underground bunker in a minute. And then the motorcycle clubs, which I have not done the motorcycle clubs. I've not purchased one of these properties. I've not done any of this business, so I cannot vouch for whether this is a good buy or not. You might check online, might check out videos of people doing these missions to see for yourself if it's worth doing. Like I said, I have had the best luck with vehicle warehouses, which are not on this website. You actually, in order to get vehicle warehouses, you have to go to your office, which is a property. You have to buy the office first, and then you can buy the vehicle warehouse. So I guess technically, to get started, it's going to run you more money to buy the vehicle cargo warehouse than it would be to get maybe one of these biker clubs. In fact, this one I'm looking at is only $150,000, which is not that much compared to $1 million. So actually, these biker clubs might just be the way to go if you're a new player. I might suggest you do this instead, because this looks like it's going to cost you less money. So I honestly would probably recommend checking this out first. It might not be as much worthwhile later on when you're trying to get a lot of money at once, but like initially you can't go wrong with $150,000. That's pretty cheap. It looks like it gets more expensive depending on the location, but those are all still pretty cheap. I mean, especially compared to, look at this. Oh, well, I guess that's not too bad. This aircraft hangar is one of the more cheap ones, but still, $900,000, $1 million. This one's normally $2.6 million. It's on sale for $1.9. The one I bought is normally... Oh, no, this is not the one I purchased. This one is the most expensive one. This one, do not buy this one. Do not buy this hangar. Do not buy this. It is exactly the same as this one, but it costs a lot more money. Buy this one instead. This is the one I bought. It's not going to tell me how much it cost, but it was normally $2 million, almost on the dot. It was on sale at the time that I bought it for $1.5 million, which is still a lot of money, but it's not too bad, especially considering your other options are 1.9 on sale, normally 2.6, and the other one, the most expensive one available, 2.4 on sale, 3.2 million not on sale. Don't buy that one. In fact, don't buy that one either, because again, all of these properties are exactly the same on their interior initially. obviously you can click this renovate button, and you have all these options to change all this stuff. The living quarters makes it so you can spawn at this location when you start the game. When you go online, you'll start here in this living quarters inside the hangar, which I guess is kind of nice. The workshop allows you to obviously customize your airplanes. I don't have enough for it yet, but eventually I will buy this. Then, like I said, you have your hangar, your underground, or, well, let me demonstrate the hangar missions real quick. Let me go in here. The other cool thing about buying the hangars in Fort Zancudo is normally if you go to Fort Zancudo without owning a hangar, they'll shoot you because you're trespassing on military land, private property, government land. So they'll normally kill you because it's considered a wanted level offense. But this is what the hangar looks like on the inside. If you own these Fort Zancudo hangars, one of them, which again I recommend the cheapest option available because it's exactly the same as the other two, it lets you into Fort Zancudo as long as you don't shoot your gun or kill anybody or do anything crazy. They'll let you walk around freely, which is really nice. This is where you'll do your missions at in here. You'll log on to the computer like you do at the office. It will require you to be in a public session for this. Initially you have to do a tutorial thing for Ron in order to get access to this, but once you've done that, you go to source, you pick one of these things you want to steal. It has you do a mission to get this. You bring it back to the hangar. Once you have it, you go to sell, and I don't have anything to sell because I tried to sell everything last time, and my thing that I was delivering with blew up, so I lost like half of my crap. But you click this sell cargo, and then it puts you, Ron tells you to go deliver it. I don't know if it's the same thing every time, but I was in a really crazy looking military helicopter, the Hunter, and you kill everything at the drop off and then drop off the package. But like, that military helicopter is super duper fragile. It can't take very many hits before blowing up, so you have to be really careful and you have to take things slow. Again, other players complicate that further, obviously. So now we'll go check out the underground bunker, and then I think that's going to wrap up this this particular stream today, I think. Hopefully these tips are helping. Hopefully you can review this on YouTube later if you're not checking it out live. Hopefully these tips will help you get money faster. I have not purchased a single shark card ever, and I have earned something in the order of like $40 to $50 million that I've spent on various things. So I don't have $40 million now. Some of the YouTube videos I watch of players that have a lot of money, some of them have done some exploit shit to get money where they basically kind of cheated and, you know, could be banned for that, which I don't recommend because, you know, you could get banned and you lose your character and all your stuff. Everything I've done is legit, other than hackers drop money on me a few times. That was not a very often occurrence. It was like, I think, out of the hundreds of times I've played this online, that's weird, there's a yacht out there. Out of all the time I've spent playing this, I've only ever had hackers drop money on me like twice. It was nice, and I did actually get to keep the money in those instances, but very easily Rockstar could have been like, hey, you can't have this, we're taking this back. And what they do then is they basically just take that money from you, from your bank account. If you've spent it on cars already, there's a good chance they won't take that from you. But sometimes there's a possibility they could take the cars that you've spent the money on too. Okay, I'm trying to be in hover mode because, oh shit. So yeah, there's a yacht out here. Normally, a player has to be present for this yacht to be here. So I'm actually a little confused. I'm not sure why this is here. Although, I'm noticing something. Normally, a player-owned yacht is going to have a name right here on the back where that American flag is. And this one does not have that, so... That's weird. Also, it looks like the hot tub is empty, which is kind of strange. I'm gonna go ahead and land on this platform here real quick, just to check this out. So this is kind of strange to me. I don't think I've played this so much, and I don't think I've ever seen this. Come on, get out. Okay. It should be pretty safe there. Huh. This is weird. Man, that is really bizarre. There's no water in this hot tub. It's completely empty. That is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Normally, if there's a yacht, it means there's some player has their yacht out in the water. Those people that have spent a lot of money on these yachts. Normally, these hot tubs are actually full of water. I don't know why this one isn't. But again, also normally, if you go down here towards the very back of the ship, this part is normally not open like this, and there's normally a name of the ship right here that tells you that this player, like, basically it's going to be something, it's whatever the player chooses. They can pick any name they want. But, like, if there is a name here, it usually means that some player owns this. This one is open, and there's, like, an area that you can walk around in here, which is kind of weird. This is not a normal thing. Like, I don't know how this is even spawned here. I like how it's got a shower. That's kind of neat. Huh, this is really interesting. I don't know if this is just because I'm playing by myself or what, but this is very odd. Well, now I need to get back in my plane. So I gotta find a way to get onto the upper deck, which I'm not seeing a way to do, so I might be kind of screwed here. This is just a staircase I'm not seeing. Or maybe this door's down here open. Oh yeah, the door down here's open. Okay, cool. So maybe I can go through to the front and climb up that way. Okay, there's a staircase here. Okay, this is good. So yeah, I can go up here. And hopefully I can climb up on top of this. Okay, good. So now I can hopefully get back to my plane. Yeah, okay. This is weird. Like I said, I've never seen this before. Normally these yachts are here, but like you can't go inside them, and like they're player owned. And normally they have water in the hot tub, so I don't know why this one does not have water, but yeah. Very weird. This must be something they've added in a recent update, because, like I said, I've not heard this before. I'm going to kind of give a very hurried explanation of the bunker, because nature calls, but I'm going to kind of hurry up a little bit and get you that last little bit of explanation. The bunker, again, is something that's pretty expensive. A starting player's not going to be able to afford this, but if you've got a couple million to throw around, the bunker has its own set of like missions that you can do, and so you can actually earn money with this. And there's also a unique feature of the bunker in that you can research upgrades, and some of those upgrades are pretty nice. Let me go in here and talk about this a little bit. There's a lot of different locations for bunkers. I recommend getting one as far north as you can, though, because, again, you want to be as far away from other players as possible. I don't know if you can I don't think you can actually set a spawn point in here unless you buy living quarters, which, again, I don't have. But this is the bunker. I'm not going to give an extensive tour of it, because, again, I kind of have to go to the bathroom a little bit. But this is the computer here in the bunker where you're going to do your missions from. If I can hurry up and log on real quick. Basically, you need supplies, so you're going to want to hit resupply. Always steal, because, you know, unless you really want to pay in-game money, you can just do a mission and get some supplies. Once you have supplies, this research bar, the green one here, will fill up. Or you have the option of doing supplies, which is this one's blue. The blue one will fill up, and you can then sell the stuff that you're making. I have not done that, so I do not know what that's like. I assume you're, again, flying around or driving around in a vehicle, dropping off crates. So that's, again, going to be it's going to take some time. But this is your stock. I have no stock. It's empty right now because they basically used it all up, so I have to steal more supplies to get them to keep going with the research. But the research is basically some unlocks. These are the ones I've unlocked. These are the ones I don't have unlocked. Most of these are going to be for vehicles that are in the war stock and carry page, like this big truck here, this rocket bike that I have. I love the rocket bike. I would definitely recommend buying it. These are just gun skins for your guns. These are upgrades for your guns. These are very recommended. This one, I think, is the thermal scope, which I don't have. I have the night vision scope unlocked already, as you can see. There's explosive rounds, tracer rounds, all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, this is the bunker. This is where you go to do the bunker stuff on this computer. And that's pretty much it. But that's pretty much businesses in GTA. As I said, vehicle cargo is highly recommended, even though it requires office first and then the vehicle warehouse. It's going to be your fastest way to earn money that I know of. Feel free to check out the biker gang stuff, because that's a little cheaper. The barrier to entry there is a little lower. You can maybe start making some money a little faster that way if you're new. Contact missions, VIP work missions, do these. Anything free roam, because you don't have a separate loading screen, and you can do it relatively quickly and get paid a decent amount of money. But that is all I have for today, so thank you for joining. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the stream, or kill the stream now, because, again, I'm kind of holding it, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the bathroom now. But thank you for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to comment my current video. It should be on my YouTube channel. Feel free to check that out, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for joining. Bye.